So this episode is about having an honest conversation with ourselves about ourselves. So are you ready? Okay, here's the first question. Do you love yourself? And the reason I'm asking that question is because, well, self-love is the foundation of all loves. Loving yourself enables you to love others in a better way because you've learned how to appreciate yourself. Therefore, you're more capable of appreciating others. It is loving yourself wholeheartedly and objectively by allowing you to embrace your imperfections, forgiving and learning from your past mistakes, having patience with your personal growth, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, while also validating your emotions and valuing your mental health and prioritizing your needs. Now, as you think about your response, here's Taliba with hers.
I, Taliba Atia Najee Akil, I love myself. The good, the bad, the messy, the rough, all of it. I love myself. And I'm actively, daily working on loving myself. It's not anything I just wake up and I love myself. It is intentional work to love myself.
Right.
So.
Do I love myself? I'm a work in progress. Initially, I'll say I don't love myself. But I realize how selfish I am. I'm like, the percentage is way up. And how can you see yourself if you don't love yourself? I love myself.
You love yourself so much that you're selfish.
Yes, I love myself. I love myself.
I love myself. If there's anything like loving yourself too much, then I'm that, because oh my goodness, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so satisfied and at peace with who I am now. I just feel an innate sense of self-worth, and you know, it's an amazing feeling actually. So yes, I do love myself because, you know, I think like any woman, when you're growing up, you're always somewhat insecure. You know, you're a bit nervous, even if you don't show it, which I never did. I wasn't too centered in who I am, what I am. You know, you're always looking for, I wish I had this, or I wish, you know, I had a bigger ass, or I wish something. And now I'm just like, this is it. And I'm doing what needs to be done, you understand? Like, I'm giving, I'm serving, I love myself, absolutely.
I haven't always loved myself, you know, and knowing how to not love yourself, it helps you segue into finding a way to love yourself. I talked about this accident. I had this accident, and everything that I've ever done revolved around aesthetics and vanity. So this thing that we're doing on screen, you got to do the makeup and all of that, is vanity. My voice, I was doing voiceovers, is vanity. I was doing modeling gigs, is vanity. I make music. I use my voice. They didn't know whether I'd get my voice back. My face was completely scarred. It basically fell off. My ears and my nose were falling off. You know, and it's within those moments that you define yourself. Like, am I gonna live to love me, or am I gonna give up? And I had those choices, and I decided to go within myself and find out that part of me, that person that I really love. And I'm still here. And, you know, I used to rock a brace on my arm. So first it was to protect my skin from the sun because my nerve endings were exposed. But it was also to hide the shame. And one day I took it off and I walked around town, and I could see little kids look at me like, initially it got to me, then eventually I started looking at it and it looked like a design. And I was like, yo, I love this. My skin can do all sorts of things. And it wasn't much of a problem anymore. And whatever I went through was just another chapter to help others who need to love themselves find a way to do so. So yeah.
Yeah.
I would love, yes, I do love myself. I have come a long way. So definitely proud of myself. I survived the a lot of journey and the growth. I'm not gonna say that, it's like that every day. It's definitely not like that every day. But the majority of the time, I'm saying that I do love myself. I love my growth. I love where I am. I love what I'm doing, how I'm pursuing my dreams. I love my attention, my responsibility to my children. I love the way I am with them. And yeah, I just want to get better and better. But yeah, it's not
Exactly.
easy. I like that you mentioned that, because even if you do love yourself, you also understand how you can continue to grow and think other things you can strive for. Yeah. So it's not easy, but keep on going.
Do I love myself? Absolutely, I love myself. I mean, what's there not to love? Look at me. No, I'm joking. No, I love myself because of the fact that I think I'm a good guy. I think I can take care of me and the person I'm with. Responsibility, mature, and I believe I'm dependable. You can count on me. I'm not perfect by no means, but I can definitely say I'm very happy with the person that I am now. And I would think if a person met me and dated me, we had that level of trust and honesty, I think they'll be extremely happy too.
Can we slow it down just a little bit? More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, but you need to make your mind up. Slow it down just a little bit. More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, but you need to make your mind up.
So let's take an honest look at ourselves, our traits, the good, bad, and ugly. If you weren't you, would you date yourself? It's a good one. Here's Cecilia with her answer.
Yes. I would definitely date myself because, not being on the vain side, I am the total package. In terms of, I'm goofy, I'm, serious, I have a certain path, or I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to be, I know where I'm going. I'm hardworking, I'm dedicated, I'm loving, shall I go on? I'm sassy. Hello. Hey. So I would date myself. And okay, my bad points is, I'm not patient. I'm working on that. And I like things to be how I like it. And which sometimes, people like, oh, well, you can't always have things your way. But I kind of prefer it my way, like, this is how I like it. And it could be little things like, this is where I put my flower vase, or this needs to be there. And yeah, so I think those are the only things. But that's nothing. You can work with that. I'll date myself.
I won't date myself. Emotionally, I'm a mess emotionally. I think it's got to do with a lot of, growing up in a separate, you got a broken home. And I'm actually just learning the shit on of emotional stuff. Even though I'm in my 30s, because I never really paid attention to all my emotional needs and stuff. Like, that's what someone told me. I've been living to survive all my life. Now I should learn to live for love. So I think I did that. I switched. Then I became a mess because I knew I was a mess, but I didn't care. But I actually do care when I help people, what I do. So honestly, I don't even know why you women like me.
Welcome back. So here's a simple question. If you weren't you, would you date yourself? Here's more with Quick Boutique.
Okay, so if I wasn't me, would I date myself? Yeah, if I wasn't me, I would date myself. And I say that not in a conceited way for who I am, like how people know me, but I've had time I spent a lot of time with women when I was young. Girls' mothers used to call me sissy. Because I didn't have any male friends to play around in the neighborhood, so I played with the girls. Normal games, not play with the girls. And it gave me a bit of an understanding, more and more, a bit of an understanding and like empathy towards women and the plight of the woman. So I'm in touch with my feminine side. And life has hardened me. You know, so I think given the backdrop of being called a sissy and all those things eventually, and people taking advantage of me, eventually I just grew hard and hard and hard. And then I became the man that, you know, everybody says a man is supposed to be this or be that. But I worked on myself because I moved from being very empathetic to like, yeah, fucking let's get it on, and you know, to I think there's a better way. So yeah, I work on myself. I constantly work on myself, and I listen. And a lot of women tell me that I'm a good listener, and so I listen, and I want to give of myself to my partner.
So, I mean, no hesitation, I would absolutely 100% date me. I don't know, I'm kind of awesome, truly. I mean, just ask about me. I don't know, like, I mean, I'm driven, I'm focused, I'm intelligent, I make wise choices. I'm the kind of person that will help you, make you better. I like making, you know, we'll make each other better, you know. I'm great to come to for advice. I'm fun. Yeah. I'm not judgmental. I'm quite easyggoing, more or less, unless you start fooling. Like, yes, I would 100% date me. I think, you know.
The only thing, maybe if I would say, is just you're just no bullshit. Like, don't bullshit.
Exactly, which I think everyone should be, like, have a zero BS tolerance.
Yeah.
So yes, I would date me.
The new me, yeah.
Interesting. Would I date myself? Yes,
Of course.
I would. Only if I understood that men cheat and deal with it. Simple as that. I'm saying that's really the number.
Men should deal with it.
Just stop and deal with it. I'm saying if you were the person that's like, oh no, I can't be with a person who's gonna see. I didn't say be dishonest. Men are only dishonest when you don't want us to tell you we're cheating. But if you actually were like, hey, you know what, it's gonna happen. That's why we can have casual relationships. It's much easier. You know, most men got like 4 ladies too, right? We got our wife. We've got our baby girl, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got your honeymoon and you got your hookup, right? Your side piece and hookup, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the honeymoon, your baby girl,
That's
that
the
one.
double office, your office wife.
And say that one gets a lot of great things because she doesn't put as much restrictions on you as wifey.
girl.
You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, she even knows you got a wife, another woman, and she's still with you.
Baby girl.
Your wife would know if you got a side woman, she leaving you.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? So the fact that he can be a little bit more honest or transparent, he has a better relationship with her than with the wife.
Yeah,
and wives complain and they don't understand part of it is because the man can't really be honest with you.
You're
right?
a trophy wife.
So if you're saying would I date myself, I would date myself if I can accept the honesty of the fact that as a man, whether it's me or Joey or the next man, 9 out of 10, he gonna sleep with somebody else besides me. And if I can accept that and know that I can move on with that, yes, I would date myself.
I feel like that's such a deep question. And I feel like at first it wasn't an easy question for me to answer, surprisingly. Like, I feel like surprisingly, I feel like you should feel good about yourself and know all the amazing qualities that you have. And I think I do, but I feel like I'm finally at a place in my life at 33, where I'm just learning all of the beautiful things I am, because there's been so many things in my life to speak to the opposite of all the beautiful things that I am. So I would say yes, my answer is yes, I would date me. And yes, it is a hard question for me to answer. And I'm really grateful that my answer is yes. And that I am in that place in my life where I'm like, Taliba, you are dope. And it's okay to know that. And you don't have to be humble about it.
True.
One of my favorite authors, Don Miguel Ruiz, states, healing also means taking a look at the role you play in your own suffering. Meaning, if you've chosen to face your inner shadow, what self-defeating habits would you notice that's keeping you stuck in an unhealthy cycle? That concept can be best applied to reflecting on your past relationships and then asking yourself if there's anything you would change or improve upon. Here's Kweku to share his thoughts.
Looking back on past relationships, what would I change or improve on? Usually what I say is everything that's happened in my life came together to make me the person I am today. So I don't really regret much. You didn't ask me about, I wasn't asked about regrets. So what would I improve on? Everything that I strive to improve on today. Communication, key, definitely. I'm not the best at communicating my emotions, especially when I'm hurting. I would have been a better listener. Even though, like, I do listen sometimes when it comes to you did this, you did that, you did that. I zone out. And maybe sometimes it's best if I would listen and take the salient points from the accusations and internalize them and make me a better person.
The pattern in my relationships is always, the dip has always been me expressing myself emotionally. But I'm glad, like, right now, I know for a very long time it's been me, always hiding something, always cheating emotionally, talking to somebody else, instead of talking to my woman in particular. So
That's a deep analysis.
yeah, so I mean, it's for, I don't care what whoever did or whatever, for me and the closure that I need, it's been me, and I feel like I'm ready to work on it.
I would say that there's certain things that, you forgive in relationships, or you think, oh, it's gonna get better, or, it won't happen again. I think those things, when they come along, it's probably best to walk out or walk away. So I would probably say that's probably my regrets of not walking out when I should have, or forgiving things that I should have been like, you know what, this is a deal breaker.
I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time. Slowing down, cause I feel like I'm about to slide. I just wanna vibe, baby, take our time. Can we slow it down just a little bit? More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, but you need to make your mind up. Slow it down just a little bit. More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, but you need to make
Now playing David J's Time Will Tell. Stream now on all of your favorite platforms. Welcome back. If you reviewed your past relationships, is there anything about yourself that you would change or improve upon? Here's more with Quab.
If I'm being honest, I wouldn't be as superficial. So if I'm really being honest, that I would move away from the superficial aspect of how pretty the woman is, because I can fall in love with the prettiness, but the character ain't worth nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? And that has caused ends to multiple relationships. So, insanity is doing what you did last year and expecting something different. So if I'm really being honest with myself, that would be the number one criteria. Get away from, oh, she's so fine, and fall in love with the person, not fall in love with the beauty. But for now,
You cruise the whole.
I'm just, I have to admit, the day will come. Somehow, somewhere, I still feel like, you know what, I can get the beauty and the character. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like one is mutually exclusive of the other. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, oh, you know what, I can't find a woman as beautiful as I want her to be and her character not be the way I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding out for hope. Simple as that.
Similar to what you said, I think everything happens for a reason, everything in divine time, so everything is purposed. I will say what I realized, a theme in my relationships that I needed healing from, was my parental relationships and how my parent trauma affected all of my relationships, my romantic relationships. So my father leaving me at the age of 14 and dying affected my relationships. My relationship with my mom and our back and forth tension, not showing the love, has affected all of my romantic relationships. And so would I change it? No, because I'm the woman I am today because of those things. But I will say, I wish the young Taliba, the teenage Taliba, the 20-something-year-old Taliba knew that she was loved, that she was worthy of love, and that she felt those things about herself and experienced those things in her romantic relationship was because she needed the healing, and she needed someone to affirm that she was enough and that it was okay. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I will say, would I change anything? No, from what happened, but I'm currently actively, when we talk about healing, healing is active. You don't just heal. I feel like people look at healing as linear, right? There's the beginning and then the end. There's the problem and then the solution. And that's not how healing works. Healing is circular. It's cyclical. And so sometimes you might be great and then you might experience something to activate the problem and you return right back to it. And I think just the mindfulness of that is helpful in relationships. So.
Right.
For me, I like to think that every experience is a teacher, right? You learn something from each experience, whether positive or negative. But I do feel like typically my gut instincts have been 100% correct, right? And it's not really talking about infidelity or anything, but sometimes you know that it's probably not gonna work out, right?
Yeah,
like you just you're like, but you're just kind of going along, right? And I feel like you should trust your gut instincts more. Maybe I could have done that. Like I knew deep down that
you're probably staying because he has a nice car.
or just like, like that. Nothing is really wrong.
Yeah.
But you're just like, this is not going to be a long-term thing. But you don't pull the plug then. You just kind of go along because you're like, I don't have anything better to do at the moment. It's fine until it ends, and you're like, yeah, I kind of knew it was going to end. But maybe you could have just pulled the plug and just relax. So I think. Young women especially, trust your instincts. If your instincts tell you like this thing is not going to work, this guy is shifty, something is up, whatever, don't waste your time. Just pull the plug. And it's hard to do.
Definitely.
Because I guess the natural instinct is to make up reasons why you shouldn't do what I'm being too hard. But now I would just immediately.
You automatically say to yourself, but I don't have the evidence.
Exactly, this is something. Whereas today I'm like, I'm not even going to, I'm a preemptive dumper anyway now, so.
I think in the same way I would have worked more towards self-acceptance. I would have blocked out the noise and focused on me And my worth, my qualities that for some people to look out in, it's like, oh, the guy's so talented. He has this, he has that, he has that. But you don't know what's going on inside. And if you can't accept your real worth, nobody is going to be able to impart that to you. And it makes life a lot more simple when you accept your worth at a younger age, because then the world's your oyster.
So, how was your conversation with yourself? Did you discover anything new? Truth is, healing is a lifelong journey, and you can't heal what you don't reveal. And so I do hope that you find the courage to face your true self and begin doing the work. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to listen to the podcast and also enjoy it. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, here's a lot of love, light, and blessings coming your way. Bye.
What's the destination if there's no trust? When you're in a hurry, take your time. This is not love, not love. Keep it real, I know it gets too complicated. Not trying to school you on love, but we faded. Flashback to when we used to get naked. You would talk this shit, I knock it down like a flagrant. Yeah, I know your ex didn't do you right, and you ain't going through it for the second time. Slow it down, cause I feel like I'm about to slide. I just wanna vibe, baby, take our time. Can we slow it down just a little bit? More sex, less stress for a little bit. Vibe out, couple trips for a little bit. Time will tell, boy, you need to make your mind up. Slow it down just a little bit. More sex, less stress for a